The glass doors of Lux Auto House parted smoothly, their reflection catching the bright afternoon sun. Barron Trump stepped into the luxurious showroom with an air of quiet self-assurance. His tall frame and poised stride naturally drew attention, not through theatrics, but through an understated charisma. There was a calm intensity about him, a balance of youthful confidence and an almost regal composure that belied his age. Heads turned subtly, drawn by the way he carried himself, as if he belonged in spaces like this without question. Perched atop his head was the unmistakable red "Make America Great Again" hat, its bold white lettering catching the light as he adjusted it slightly. To most, it was merely an accessory, but to Barron, it was a symbol. It wasn't loud or confrontational, just a silent statement he wore with pride. This day was no ordinary one for him. In just a few weeks, Barron would celebrate his 18th birthday, a milestone in anyone's life. He had decided the occasion deserved something extraordinary, a car that would match the significance of this chapter. Inside, the air carried a distinct blend of polished leather, faint cologne, and the metallic tang of freshly oiled machinery. Rows of luxury vehicles glistened under strategically placed lights, each reflecting years of meticulous craftsmanship. To most visitors, they were just cars, status symbols meant to impress. But to Barron, they were masterpieces, each one a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity. Walking slowly through the showroom, hands in his pockets, Barron took his time observing the sleek designs. He admired the curves of the vehicles, the precision of their builds, and the subtle elegance of their finishes. One car in particular caught his eye, a silver coupe with an aerodynamic profile that seemed almost alive. It was the kind of car that promised unforgettable memories even before the engine roared to life. Barron approached it, his gaze lingering on its reflective surface. "Excuse me," he said, his voice measured and firm. As he gestured toward the coupe, a salesman nearby turned, his expression polite but faltering for a moment as his eyes landed on the red hat. The hesitation was brief but noticeable. Regaining his composure, the salesman stepped forward. "What can I help you with?" he asked, his tone polite but clipped, betraying a sense of discomfort. "I'm interested in this model," Barron replied evenly, maintaining eye contact. "Does it come in black?" Before the salesman could respond, the atmosphere shifted abruptly. The showroom manager appeared, his presence sharp and cold, like a sudden gust of wind cutting through the warmth. His narrowed eyes fixated on Barron's hat, the subtle hostility unmistakable. "Can I help you?" the manager asked sharply, his lips forming a forced smile that lacked any warmth. Unfazed, Barron extended a hand in greeting. "I'm looking for a car to celebrate my 18th birthday," he said calmly. "I was hoping to learn more about this one." The manager didn't take the offered hand. Instead, he crossed his arms, the forced smile disappearing entirely. "We don't do politics here," he said flatly, his tone laced with condescension. "This isn't the place for campaign gear." For a moment, Barron blinked, as if trying to process the blatant hostility. "I'm not here for politics," he replied, his voice steady. "I'm here to buy a car." The manager's expression hardened, his voice rising slightly as he said, "Well, I suggest you take your business elsewhere." The remark was loud enough to attract attention. Conversations in the showroom halted as customers turned to watch the unfolding scene. A tense silence hung in the air as the manager continued, his tone unyielding. "We reserve the right to refuse service," he added curtly. "This is private property." Barron's jaw tightened ever so slightly, a flicker of emotion crossing his otherwise composed face. Still, his tone remained calm. "I'm a serious buyer," he said evenly. "Is there a reason you're asking me to leave?" The manager stood firm, his posture rigid with defiance. "I've said what I needed to," he snapped. For a brief moment, it felt as though the entire room held its breath. Barron looked around, meeting the stunned gazes of other customers, before turning back to the manager. With a quiet dignity, he nodded. "Understood," he said simply. Without another word, Barron turned and walked toward the exit. The automatic doors whispered shut behind him, leaving the tension behind as he stepped into the crisp afternoon air. Inside the dealership, an uneasy silence lingered. Customers whispered amongst themselves, some casting disapproving glances at the manager. Outside, Barron paused, glancing back at the showroom's reflective glass windows. The humiliation of being asked to leave didn't sting as much as the principle of what had just happened. He wasn't angry, but disappointed, a deeper kind of hurt that comes from realizing how quickly people judge others based on appearances. What Barron Trump did next would not only change the trajectory of his day, but spark a ripple effect that extended far beyond the luxury dealership's gleaming glass walls. As he stepped into the crisp afternoon air, a wave of emotions churned beneath his calm exterior. The scene that had just unfolded replayed in his mind, each sharp word, each dismissive glance, etched vividly. The sting of humiliation was overshadowed by something deeper, the principle of the matter. For someone raised to value respect as a cornerstone of human interaction, the encounter served as a stark reminder of how swiftly people judge based on appearances. Adjusting the red MAGA hat that had unintentionally sparked the confrontation, Barron took one last glance at the dealership. Behind the reflective glass windows, the tense atmosphere of moments ago was now hidden from view, but its weight lingered with him. Leaning against a nearby lamppost, Barron exhaled slowly, pulling out his phone. He took a moment to center himself, tapping into the discipline he'd been taught since childhood, composure in the face of conflict. Opening the Lux Auto House corporate website, he navigated to the customer service section and dialed the hotline. Within minutes, he was connected to a representative. His tone was calm, measured, and free of embellishment as he recounted the incident. "I'm not asking for special treatment," he explained firmly but respectfully, "but I do expect professionalism no matter what I'm wearing." The representative, caught off guard by both the gravity of the complaint and Barron's composed delivery, assured him the matter would be escalated. Yet, as Barron ended the call, he knew it wasn't enough. Accountability wasn't just a buzzword to him. It was a principle, and sunlight, as they say, is the best disinfectant. Just as he slid his phone back into his pocket, it buzzed with a notification. Curious, Barron opened it to find that the story had already taken on a life of its own. Unbeknownst to him, a customer inside the showroom had witnessed the entire ordeal, recording it from start to finish. The video, titled "Luxury Dealership Boots Young Customer Over MAGA Hat," was quickly gaining traction online. Barron watched the footage in silence. The camera had captured every tense exchange, every sneer from the manager, and every ounce of composure he had maintained. The comment section was already a firestorm, with opinions flying fast and furious. Some praised Barron's grace under pressure, while others condemned the manager's behavior as unprofessional and discriminatory. Within hours, the video had amassed thousands of views, with hashtags like #RespectAllCustomers and #KindnessOverPolitics trending alongside it. Rather than feeling vindicated, Barron saw an opportunity to shift the focus. This wasn't just about him. It was about the broader issue of how biases can cloud judgment and overshadow basic decency. Seated at the mahogany desk in his family's Palm Beach home that evening, Barron began drafting a message. He didn't write an angry rant or a scathing rebuke. Instead, it was a thoughtful appeal for unity. "Kindness isn't political," he wrote, "and it costs nothing." He emphasized the importance of mutual respect, even when opinions differ. To conclude, he retweeted the viral video, adding, "Thanks to everyone who has shared their thoughts. Let's use this moment to remind ourselves of what really matters: respect." The post struck a chord. By dawn, it had gone viral, garnering millions of views, likes, and retweets. Influential figures from celebrities to business leaders weighed in, applauding Barron's maturity. News outlets ran with headlines like "Young Trump Turns Discrimination into a Lesson in Grace" and "Luxury Dealership Faces Backlash for Bias Incident." Meanwhile, the fallout for Lux Auto House was swift and devastating. Scrambling to control the damage, the corporate office issued a carefully worded public apology, assuring everyone that an internal investigation was already underway. Yet the gesture did little to stem the tide of outrage. Social media was ablaze with posts condemning the dealership's actions, and customers began flooding review pages with scathing critiques. Unprofessional, discriminatory, and a disgrace to the brand became common refrains. Many vowed never to set foot in the dealership again, some even sharing screenshots of canceled orders or redirected purchases to competing brands. The fallout wasn't limited to external voices. Former employees anonymously came forward, recounting their own negative experiences with the same manager. Stories of mistreatment, toxic leadership, and a long-standing culture of favoritism painted a picture of a deeply ingrained problem. As the backlash grew, Lux Auto House's once pristine reputation began to crumble. News outlets picked up the story, amplifying the scrutiny. The manager at the center of the controversy was swiftly placed on leave pending the investigation. But the move was too little. Too late. The damage to the dealership's brand and trustworthiness was already done. From a distance, Barron watched the chaos unfold with mixed emotions. Disbelief at the scale of the reaction mingled with a growing sense of responsibility. This wasn't how he had envisioned spending the days leading up to his 18th birthday, but he realized the situation had outgrown its initial spark. It was no longer just about one incident or one dealership, it had become a rallying cry for a much larger issue. Late one evening, as he scrolled through the flood of comments and messages on his viral post, one stood out among the rest. Imagine what we could achieve if everyone handled conflict with this level of maturity. Barron, you should lead a campaign for respect and kindness. The words stuck with him, echoing in his mind long after he had put his phone down. Could this moment be more than just a personal experience? Could it be the beginning of something bigger, a movement that encouraged people to treat one another with dignity, regardless of status or background? The idea began to take root, evolving into a vision of a campaign that went beyond cars and dealerships. It could be about respect, empathy, and the ways people could bridge divides in a world that often seemed fractured. The next morning, Barron called a meeting with his small but trusted team. He explained his vision, emphasizing one crucial point. This can't be about me, it has to be about the message. We need to make this something that anyone, anywhere, can connect with. Brainstorming sessions stretched late into the night as ideas flowed freely. What could a campaign for respect look like? How could they ensure it resonated across all walks of life? Transcending political, social, and cultural barriers, they sketched concepts, drafted slogans, and began reaching out to contacts who might help bring the vision to life. But before they could fully dive into the campaign, Barron knew there was unfinished business. Despite the uproar surrounding Lux Auto House, he still wanted his dream car. He had worked toward it for years, and he wasn't going to let one negative experience define his journey. What Barron chose to do next wouldn't just fulfill his wish, it would ripple far beyond his personal life and send a powerful message to the world. Instead of stewing in anger or letting the negative experience define him, Barron made a bold and calculated decision to rewrite the narrative. He realized that his story could be more than an incident of unfair treatment. It could be a platform for something greater. Later that day, as he reflected on the ordeal, Barron decided to look elsewhere for his dream car, toward a brand that not only symbolized luxury but also stood for values he believed in. Aura Motors. Known for their innovation, cutting-edge designs, and inclusive ethos, Aura Motors represented everything that the previous dealership lacked. Their vehicles were a testament to prestige and sophistication, but even more importantly, their corporate philosophy prioritized respect, unity, and forward-thinking, a perfect match for the message Barron hoped to amplify. Acting decisively, Barron reached out to Aura Motors' corporate office. This wasn't just a casual inquiry about a car. It was a heartfelt and deliberate effort to share his experience and spark a larger conversation about professionalism and respect in business. He detailed the humiliation he had endured and explained why he believed such moments were opportunities to promote change, not just for himself but for others who might face similar treatment. To his surprise and appreciation, Aura Motors responded almost immediately. The company's leadership saw beyond the potential of a single sale. They recognized a unique opportunity to align their brand with a powerful message of resilience and inclusivity. Within hours, Barron was personally invited for a private tour of their flagship dealership in Miami, Florida, a gesture that already began to restore his faith in the values of respect and genuine customer care. When the day of the visit arrived, Barron was greeted with an experience that stood in stark contrast to his encounter at Lux Auto House. The moment he stepped through Aura Motors' grand showroom doors, a senior executive met him with a warm handshake and a genuine smile. "Welcome, Barron," the executive said, with a tone that exuded both professionalism and sincerity. From that first interaction, Barron could sense that this was a company that practiced what it preached. The atmosphere inside the dealership was inviting and sophisticated, a perfect blend of innovation and elegance. Every detail, from the carefully curated vehicle displays to the attentive and respectful staff, conveyed a sense of pride and thoughtfulness. Barron took his time exploring the models, each one more impressive than the last. He listened attentively as product specialists described the brand's focus on sustainability, innovation, and timeless design. Eventually, one car stood out among the rest, the Aura Apex. Its sleek, jet-black exterior was paired with cutting-edge electric technology, seamlessly combining sustainability with power and elegance. The car embodied everything Barron valued: sophistication, innovation, and a commitment to progress. But the visit wasn't just about choosing a car. As the purchase process began, Barron found himself reflecting on the journey that had led him to this moment. He realized that this experience had the potential to inspire something far greater. What if we turn this into something bigger? He proposed to the executives. A campaign not just about cars, but about respect. In business, in daily life, everywhere. The Aura Motors team was immediately captivated by his idea. They saw an opportunity to do more than sell a car. They could be part of a movement that championed values they already upheld. Together, they conceptualized Drive Respect, a nationwide initiative designed to promote kindness, understanding, and professionalism. Barron would be the face of the campaign, using his story as a catalyst for change. The next few days were a whirlwind of planning and creativity. A promotional video was produced, showcasing Barron's journey and the unveiling of his dream car, not as a symbol of material success, but as a testament to resilience and the transformative power of respect. The campaign launched on Barron's 18th birthday, a milestone that symbolized not only his coming of age, but his emergence as a voice for positive change. Respect isn't just something we ask for, it's something we give. Barron said in the video, "Let's drive it forward." The campaign immediately struck a chord with audiences. The hashtag Drive Respect trended across social media as people shared their own stories of overcoming bias and treating others with dignity. Communities, schools, and businesses embraced the campaign's principles, organizing workshops and events focused on respect and understanding. Even rival car brands acknowledged the importance of the movement, sharing the campaign on their platforms in a rare show of industry solidarity. Barron's story transcended the automotive world, resonating with people across all walks of life. Public figures, from political leaders to celebrities, praised his maturity and vision. His father, former President Donald Trump, spoke about the campaign during a rally, expressing pride in his son's ability to lead with class and integrity. As the campaign gained momentum, it began to affect real change. Companies started implementing training programs on professionalism and unconscious bias, while schools used the campaign's message to foster inclusivity among students. Drive Respect evolved from a single initiative into a cultural movement that encouraged people to choose kindness and understanding, even in the face of adversity. For Barron, the journey was deeply personal. On the evening of his 18th birthday, as he sat on the terrace of his family's estate overlooking the ocean, he took a moment to reflect. The Orem apex gleamed in the driveway below. But the car was no longer just a dream fulfilled, it was a symbol of everything the campaign stood for. A text from his mother, Melania, brought a smile to his face. "I'm proud of you," it read. "You turned something hurtful into something meaningful. That's real strength." Barron recorded a short video message that night, sharing his thoughts with his followers. "This isn't just about my story," he said. "It's about all of us. We all have the power to choose kindness, even when it's not easy. Let's keep driving respect forward together." The video quickly went viral, inspiring millions to reflect on their own actions. From small towns to corporate boardrooms, people embraced the message, proving that respect could indeed be the bridge that united us all. Barron's story wasn't just about a car or a campaign. It was a testament to the power of resilience, the impact of respect, and the profound changes that can happen when we choose to lead with integrity.